Hi, I'm Shihab Ratansi in Washington. Here are the main stories brought to you by Al Jazeera. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has met US President Barack Obama at the White House. It's the first time they've met since recent tensions between the two countries over the issue of Israeli settlement construction emerged. Earlier, Netanyahu met with US legislators on Capitol Hill, where he warned peace talks could be put on hold for another year. And as those talks between Obama and Netanyahu got underway, it also emerged that more homes are to be built in occupied East Jerusalem. Al Jazeera's Patty Culhane has more.
And what we're hearing now is that the U.S. officials are starting to say that Jerusalem, which is obviously the most controversial issue, that should be part of the final talks. So they're sort of kicking the can down the road and not saying that it needs to happen now, the freeze needs to happen now. And they're also saying that there shouldn't be preconditions to start the proximity talks. So while you see the senior officials really push that line, you're seeing the actual government officials sort of bring it back.
Britain has expelled a top Israeli diplomat. The UK government took the measure because police say Israeli intelligence officers used cloned British passports to carry out an operation to kill a Hamas official in Dubai back in January. After decades of failed attempts to provide affordable health care to almost everyone in the US, a new law is now on the books to try and do just that. President Barack Obama signed the legislation into law on Tuesday. The law will be phased in over the next 4 years. It's expected to extend healthcare coverage to 30 million uninsured Americans. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is in Mexico, where she's promising long-term support for that country's government's drug war. Mexico says what it needs, though, most is for the U.S. to tackle its problem of drug consumption. She's pledged to work with Mexico and in the U.S. to reduce American demand for drugs. The U.S. State Department has weighed in on Google's decision to redirect search engine users in China to an uncensored site in Hong Kong. Speaking to a group of reporters, a spokesperson said Beijing should consider the implications when, quote, one of the world's most recognizable institutions decides it's too difficult to do business in China. China has condemned Google's decision to withdraw its search engine and redirect its traffic. And those are the top stories.